If you want to get your blood pressure from this to this, you will have to know how to dump your nitric oxide. So today, we will show you exactly how to do this using a specific 4-minute sequence of 4 exercises, which will force your blood vessels wide open, lower your blood pressure, and protect your heart without needing a single piece of gym equipment. And just as important, we will be showing you why the way you've been managing your heart health might be missing the most crucial piece of the puzzle. The truth is, many people stick to the exact same routines they've had for decades, taking their medication, cutting out salt, and walking a few times a week, not realizing those old habits don't address the physical stiffness inside their actual arteries. Then they wonder why their blood pressure numbers keep creeping up, why their hands and feet are always cold, and why they constantly feel fatigued even though they slept a full 8 hours. Today we are changing that. Welcome back to the Senior Health Podcast, where East meets West to help you age strong, move freely, and stay independent. This episode is not going to waste your time with a bunch of complex medical theory, just nice and simple demonstrations that you can do right in your living room. Let's get into it. Doctor, why does blood pressure become such a massive problem for people after age 60, even if they eat a relatively healthy diet?
John, it happens because of a silent, physical change inside the body that no one ever feels happening. We are told that high blood pressure is just the heart pumping too hard, but that is only half the story. High blood pressure is actually a disease of the blood vessels. After age 60, the inner lining of your arteries, the walls of your internal highway system, become stiff, rigid, and narrow.
So it is like trying to force the same amount of water through a garden hose that has been pinched in half. The pressure builds up behind the pinch.
That is the perfect analogy. And the reason those hoses get pinched is because as we age, we lose a miracle molecule called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a gas that is naturally produced and stored within the lining of our blood vessel walls. Its primary job in the human body is to act as a smooth muscle relaxant. When it is released, it literally tells your arteries to loosen up, widen, and let the blood flow freely.
And I assume that as we get older, we just stop producing enough of it.
Exactly. By the time we reach 60, our bodies produce about half as much nitric oxide as we did when we were in our 20s. The pipes get stiff, the pressure goes up, and the heart has to work incredibly hard just to get oxygen to your brain and your toes.
I know we've talked in the past about eating foods like beets to help with this, but today we are talking about exercise. How does movement fix this?
Food provides the raw materials, but movement is the trigger. You see, your body actually stores reserves of nitric oxide inside the cells of the blood vessels. What we want to do is physically squeeze those cells to release it. We call this a nitric oxide dump or a nitric oxide blowout. By performing specific short burst movements, we unleash this gas directly into the circulation.
So we are manually overriding the system and forcing the body to dump its medicine into the bloodstream?
Yes, and because it is a smooth muscle relaxant, it is going to instantly relax the blood vessel walls, which physically lowers your blood pressure. And there is a second incredible benefit to doing this. Nitric oxide prevents what we call platelet aggregation.
Platelet aggregation? What does that mean for the average senior listening to this?
It means sticky blood. When you have high blood pressure and low nitric oxide, your blood cells clump together. They get sticky, which increases the risk of clots and makes it harder for blood to flow smoothly. The nitric oxide dump stops that clumping. It makes the blood slippery and smooth. This protects your lean body mass, facilitates fat loss, and heavily protects your cardiovascular system.
That is incredibly powerful. 4 minutes to widen the pipes and unstick the blood. But before we show everyone how to do these exercises, I want to ask our audience to do something. Please pause the video right now. Go to the comments and drop a 1 if you have been diagnosed with high blood pressure, or a 2 if you are simply trying to protect your heart as you get older. We want to know who we are speaking to today.
Oh, and add to that where you are watching from. It brings me joy seeing listeners from all over the world.
All right, doctor. Before we break down the 4 exact movements of the nitric oxide dump, you mentioned that people don't feel their arteries getting stiff. But you have a very quick 60-second test that people can do right now to see how rigid their blood vessels actually are, right?
Yes, I do. Before we release the nitric oxide, let's see how much vascular resistance you are dealing with right now. This is a brilliant, entirely free at-home check. I call it the vessel squeeze test. You can do this sitting right in your chair.
All right, I am sitting up tall. What should I do? And everyone watching, please do this along with me.
I want you to take your right arm and reach it straight up high above your head, pointing toward the ceiling. Now, squeeze your hand into a very tight fist. Squeeze it as hard as you comfortably can, and we are going to hold it there for about 30 seconds.
Okay, arm is up, fist is tightly clenched. What is this actually doing inside my arm?
By raising your arm above your heart and clenching your fist, you are using gravity and muscle contraction to force all the pooled blood out of the tiny microcapillaries in your hand. You are temporarily emptying the pipes. Keep holding it tight.
I can feel my forearm working. Okay, it's been about 30 seconds. What is the next step?
Now, very quickly, bring that arm down to your lap and immediately open your hand flat. Look directly at the palm of your hand. It should look very pale, almost white. Now, count the seconds it takes for your palm to turn from pale white back to a healthy pink or red.
Wow, mine turned pink in about 1.5 seconds. It was like watching a wave of color rush back into my skin.
That is the exact response we want to see. For a healthy, flexible vascular system, the moment you lower your arm, those blood vessels instantly dilate. They pop wide open, and the blood rushes back in. It should take under 2 seconds.
What if someone watching at home brought their hand down, opened it, and it stayed pale white for 3, 4, or even 5 seconds or even longer?
That is a direct physical indicator of high vascular resistance. That means your blood vessels are stiff. They have lost their elasticity, likely due to a lack of nitric oxide. The blood is struggling to push its way back through those rigid pipes. If your hand took a long time to turn pink, it means your heart is working much harder than it needs to. And it means the routine we are about to show you is absolutely vital for your health.
That is such an eye-opening test. It makes the invisible visible. Okay, everyone, please write the number of seconds down in the comments and do this test again after the exercises and tell us if you had any difference.
That would also be really insightful for others.
Indeed. Okay, doctor, let's get into the solution. What exactly is this routine?
This routine is a sequence of 4 specific exercises bundled into one. It is a mild form of high-intensity interval training, but fully adaptable for any age and extremely time-efficient. The entire circuit takes only 4 minutes.
4 minutes is completely doable for anyone. So let's break down the movements one by one, and then after we will actually do a live demonstration together so people can follow along. What is exercise number 1?
Exercise number 1 is the squat. Now, do not let that word intimidate you. We are not using weights. We are just using your body weight to go down and up. If you are very fit, you can do a freestanding squat. If you need support, you stand in front of a sturdy chair, sit your hips back until you lightly touch the seat, and then stand back up.
Why do we start with the squat for a blood pressure routine?
Because the quadriceps and the glutes, your thigh and hip muscles, are the largest muscle groups in the human body. Because they are the largest muscles, they contain the absolute largest storage tanks of nitric oxide. When you bend those knees and activate those heavy muscles, you are squeezing the biggest sponge you have. You dump a massive wave of nitric oxide right into your bloodstream on the very first movement.
That makes perfect sense. Target the biggest muscles first to get the biggest chemical release. What is exercise number 2?
Exercise number 2 is the circular arm swing. You stand tall and you swing both of your arms in a large vertical circle. You bring your arms up straight in front of you. Tap your hands together, high above your head, and then swing them down behind you, tapping them together behind your back or near your hips. Up and tap, down and tap. A big continuous circle.
I can feel my chest opening up just mimicking that motion. Why this specific arm movement?
2 reasons. First, the swinging motion uses centrifugal force to push blood forcefully down into your fingertips and extremities, opening up those tiny stiff capillaries we just talked about in the hand test. Second, it aggressively expands your rib cage. It opens the chest cavity, allowing you to take in significantly more oxygen to mix with the blood we are pumping.
So the legs dump the chemical, and the arms push it through the body and oxygenate it. That is brilliant sequencing. What comes next?
Exercise number 3 is what I call the static forward march. Pay very close attention to the form here, because the name can be slightly confusing. Your legs do not move at all. Your feet remain firmly planted on the floor.
Okay, feet are planted. So where is the marching coming from?
From the arms. You raise both of your arms so they are fully stretched out, pointing straight in front of you, parallel to the floor. Keep your elbows locked straight. Now, you alternate pumping one arm up toward the ceiling, while the other arm pumps down toward the floor. You rapidly pump them up and down, keeping the arms completely straight.
Oh, I see. It is like you are aggressively marching but only using straight arms. Why is this better than actually marching with our legs?
Because we already worked the heavy leg muscles with the squats. By doing this static arm march, you are forcing your heart to pump blood vertically against gravity, up into the shoulders and neck, without putting any extra impact or strain on your knee and hip joints. Furthermore, keeping your arms straight out in front of you forces your core and abdominal muscles to lock in and stabilize your spine.
I just tried it for 10 seconds and my heart rate instantly went up. It is surprisingly challenging. What is the 4th and final movement?
The 4th one is the shoulder press. Again, no weights needed. You bring your hands up to shoulder level, fists clenched. Then you push your arms straight up over your head, reaching for the ceiling, and then pull them powerfully back down to your shoulders. Up, down, up, down.
This seems like it finishes off the upper body circulation.
Exactly. It clears out any stagnation in the shoulders and neck, which is where most seniors hold their daily tension. Now, before we do this together, we must discuss the protocol. How many you should do, and how often.
Yes, what is the prescription for this medicine?
If you are very fit, the goal is to do 20 repetitions of each exercise back to back. But listen to me carefully. If you are not fit, or if you have not exercised in years, you do not start with 20. You start with exactly 5 repetitions of each movement.
So 5 squats, 5 arm swings, 5 static marches, 5 shoulder presses?
Yes, you do 5 reps for about 1 full week until your body becomes conditioned to the chemical release. After a week, step it up to 10 reps. Do 10 reps for 2 to 3 weeks. Once you feel comfortable there, step it up to 15. And finally, you will reach the target of 20 reps. You need to do this circuit 3 times a day.
3 times a day? Morning, noon, and night?
Yes, but if you are incredibly busy and can only do it twice a day, that is fine. Remember, even at 20 repetitions, this entire sequence only takes about 4 minutes. That is how time efficient it is.
But it is still a lot of exercise. What about soreness?
It's very possible you will encounter some muscle soreness, especially deep in your thigh muscles from the squats, because you are waking up tissues that have been dormant. But I promise you the muscle soreness will disappear after 7 days. Try pushing through that first week.
Doctor, I think people are ready. We have the science, we know the 4 movements, and we have the protocol. I want to do a live demonstration right now.
To everyone watching, at home I want you to put your phone or tablet down, stand up or sit up very tall at the edge of your chair if you need support. Make sure you have a little bit of room around you. We are going to do one beginner round of 5 repetitions together. This is the most important part of the video. Do not just watch us. Feel it in your own body.
So all right, doctor, lead the way. Let's start with exercise 1, the squat.
Feet shoulder width apart. We are going down for 5 reps. Ready? Down and up. That is 1. Down, squeeze the thighs and up. That is 2. Down and up. 3. Down and up. 4. Last one, down and up. 5.
Great, now we are moving straight to exercise 2, the circular arm swing.
Stand tall, arms come up in front, tap at the top, swing down and tap behind. Ready? Up and tap, down and tap. 1. Up and tap, down and tap. 2. Breathe deeply here. Up, down, 3. Up, down, 4. Up, down, 5. Excellent.
I can feel my chest opening up. Now for exercise 3, the static forward march.
Feet planted flat. Do not move the legs. Both arms straight out in front of you. We are going to alternate pumping them up and down. Left up, right up. 1, left, right, 2. Keep the arms perfectly straight. Left, right, 3. Feel the core tighten. Left, right, 4, left, right, 5.
Wow, the shoulders are definitely feeling that. Okay, final movement, exercise 4, the shoulder press.
Hands at your shoulders, fists closed. Push the sky away. Ready? Push up, pull down. 1, up, down. 2, up, down. 3, up, down. 4. Last one, reach high, pull down. 5.
And relax, doctor, just doing 5 repetitions of each. My heart is beating a little faster. I feel a rush of warmth in my hands, and I feel breathless but in a very clean, oxygenated way.
What warmth you feel in your hands right now? That is the nitric oxide your vessels just dilated. You just successfully lowered your vascular resistance. You just gave your heart a break.
Amazing. And if this short 4-minute routine was helpful to you today, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this specific video with a friend or family member who struggles with their blood pressure. And make sure to watch this next episode.
Oh, this is a good one. People should see
People should
this.
definitely watch. See you there.